Hello, Victorious readers. Welcome back. This week, this month, we are going to read some books on Black history about a lot of African American for this month. So today, our first read will be The Bob Butter Bean Love Story. I was born on December 8th, 1942, on the O'Neill Plantation in Louisiana, the youngest of 14 children. I lived in a 2-bedroom house with 16 other family members. Growing up, things were very hard for me. I had a stepfather who was sometimes very mean. My first basketball was an old sock that was stuffed full of grass, paper, and other socks. The rim I used was a goat hanger hoop that was stapled to the side of my grandma's house. I played many make-believe basketball games as I magically transformed the side of my grandma's house into the different NBA stadiums and arenas of that day. I made winning free throws and many last shots at the buzzer. I would play against Oscar Robertson, Bill Wilson, Bill Russell, Wilt Chamberlain, Jerry West, and other great basketball players. Basketball came natural to me, and my love for the game continued to grow as the years passed and I became older. Many years were not as joyful. I can honestly say that despite those wire hoop games, the last second shots, and all the winning free throws, I was forced to live with the fact that I was born with a speech impediment. This handicap was a burden and a nightmare that I had to live with for all of my childhood years and even into most of my adult years. Being young, I thought that being unable to talk would be something that I could hide or just push aside in school. I would always sit in the back of the classroom praying my teacher would never call on me to speak in front of the class. My classmates would laugh, tease me, and every day I would come home crying to my grandmother. My grandmother would always be there to dry my tears, and I'll never forget that she would say to me, "Robert Earl, there are no perfect people in this world. People are not always nice about the things that they don't understand. You can talk or do anything else you want to do in your life, as long as you work hard and believe in yourself. Find yourself a dream and always hold on to it." I found that dream and held on, becoming one of the best basketball players ever, but I still couldn't speak properly. After years of suffering the misfortunes of being unable to communicate, I learned that the problems such as my speech impediment needed to be treated professionally. After learning that my handicap could be treated, I welcomed the challenge of releasing myself from the silent prison that held me captive for so many years. After years of suffering the misfortunes of being unable to communicate, I learned that the problem, such as my speech impediment, needed to be treated professionally. After learning that my handicap could be treated, I welcomed the challenge of releasing myself from the silent prison that had held me captive for so many years. After acquiring my own therapist, Miss Susan Helmington, I became part of an intensive therapy program. 3 days a week, 2 hours a day. I had to have training and relearning such things as eye contact, rate changes, eyes onset, and continuous speech. This was well after my basketball career was over and took years of hard work to accomplish. I have now overcame my speech handicap and travel all over the country speaking to crowds at a different site. Besides overcoming my handicap, my most memorable experiences and the most important years of my life were those of the professional basketball career. I've played in a number of great games, traveled to many beautiful places, and most importantly, I've made many good friends. I came into the NBA in 1965 as a rookie with the Cincinnati Royals. In 1968, I was traded to the Chicago Bulls. Go Bulls! I played for 8.5 years. My career records with the Chicago Bulls included being one of the 8 players in the NBA history to lead his team in scoring for 7 consecutive years. I'm the first Chicago Bull to score 2,000 points in one season, and one of the only 3 Chicago Bulls to ever have his jersey number retired. I also hold the record for the most minutes played by a Chicago Bull in a single game. I hold the all-time NBA playoff record for free throw in the game, making 17 out of 17 against the Golden State Warriors. Knowing the obstacles that I had to overcome, my record numbers are more special to me. My dreams were made possible by hard work and determination. Knowing what I wanted out of life and never giving up, however many the odds that were against me. Currently, I'm a loving father and husband. I work as Director of Community Relations, and I am a representative and speaker. Yes, speaker for the Chicago Bulls. I'm Bob Love, and this is my story, the end. So we know that Bob Love was a former NBA player for the Chicago Bulls for 8.5 years. This book was written in 1995, so we know that the status of things that were in the book has changed. But that was the story of Bob Love. Thank you for tuning in. Subscribe, like, and share. And we will see you later, victorious readers. Bye.